So, good morning. Today you're joining me on a very special day because I am returning a very special car, and I thought, why not take you along with me to show you how that works. Seems fun, anyway. Here's a little quick sneak peek of the vehicle in question. For this past week, I have been very happy to have been driving a Range Rover Sport SV. Yes, that's the quickest one. It's been fun. Anyway, today's time to take it back. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. A couple steps, because really, you get these cars when they're clean and all filled up, you want to deliver them back that way too. So, firstly, we're going to vacuum the inside, then I'm going to clean it, and then I'm going to drive to Utrecht, which is where the dealership is located. So whenever I'm returning a car, I always like to give it a little vacuum, which I use my little trusty Dyson for. There you go. I got this little bit, which is great for getting into, like, you know, everything. It's so brutal, this thing. I've been doing that for the entire week and I've been smiling every single time. It is just so good. The noise of it. Now, to be fair, I think I've said it before, but I am quite new to the whole automotive journalist thing. So I've been driving a lot of V8s. This definitely is a V8. It does mean, though, that every single time I get into one, it just feels magical. Crack it in reverse and I will see you at the car wash. Working at the car wash, yeah. So there we have it, clean as a whistle, for as far as whistles can be clean, that is. Anyway, you might be expecting me to say a few words about the Range Rover Sport SV, which I'm going to now, as a matter of fact. Oh, careful for the big ass truck. There we go. When I watched a review by the all-time great Henry Catchpole a while ago, I'm not sure how long it was ago, but it was a while ago, he said it is like a Porsche 911 Dakar in reverse. And what he meant by that, the Porsche 911 Dakar is obviously a sports car that's been reversed to go a bit off-roading. This is an off-road car that has been reverse engineered to be sporty. Get where he's going with that? After a week of living with it, I definitely can see what he's going with it. This has thrown away, I should say, the old 5-litre Jaguar Land Rover V8 with a massive supercharger, and in its place is a twin turbo unit, 4.4 litres of it by BMW. It's more powerful than the old one. It makes 635 brake horsepower, which means 0 to 60 just takes 3.9 seconds. Now that's quick anyway, no matter how you put it. When you consider the fact that it's jammed into a thing that weighs 2,500 kilograms once you add some fluids to it, that is properly good. That is Ferrari F50 level of acceleration. So yeah, those are essentially the main headlines. I absolutely adore it because it is old-fashioned. It is an unapologetic lunatic, and I'm pretty sure you can't pick it up from the audio, but it growls and it snarls and it does everything it wants to do to deliver a big smile to your face. Now though, we're going onto an on-ramp to the motorway, so let's just do some acceleration. 3, 2, 1, go! And that's already 100. But that was also about half the on-ramp that I needed. I'm not gonna say that the acceleration pedal is like a time machine that it warps you back into the 16th century, because it doesn't. What it does do though is produce, it's more like a musical instrument, really. When you press it, musical stuff happens and you feel giddy, and that's especially, well, that's what music's supposed to do, isn't it? It is supposed to make you feel happy. Well, not always, but in this case it does, so I'm sticking with it. Thank you. Things that I don't like about the Range Rover Sport SV, well, there isn't many that I don't like about it. Number one, it's something you have to consider when you purchase one. They write off like nothing else in the business. If you buy this one, for example, this one is on the price list right now for 280,000 euros and some change. I forgot. Sorry about that. Anyway. It is insanely expensive. If you wait a couple of years though, these will be on marketplace for, I don't know, 100 grand, 80 grand, and oh, that's a lot of money to burn. That is a lot of money. Anyway, not my problem though, because I'm returning this one. Something else, I'm not a fan of the piano black. A lot of manufacturers put it into everything, and it's always scratchy, it's always filthy, and it's always reflecting off other surfaces. So once in a blue Monday, you will get blinded by your own dashboard or your own center console in this case. That I do not like. Anything else? I mean, not really. I mean, the gearbox is mighty. I mean, the fact that it can handle all this power load is mighty. It really is. That's a nice effect. Sure that this doesn't produce as nice of a sound that those units produce. But in a time like this, I'm not going to complain about a V8 now, am I? It is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Fuel economy, I mean, honestly, do you really want to know? You're not, are you? It's, if you're really careful, it does like 11 liters per 100 kilometers. And that's if you're really careful. Anywhere else, you're doing way, way more than that. It's not a car you buy for fuel economy. neither is the moon something you buy to do groceries for. It's just stupid. If you could actually purchase the moon, it is, which, well, I've never seen a price tag on that thing, so I'm guessing you can't buy it. Anyway, that is the Range Rover Sport SV. I am now off to Utrecht, like I said, to pick up a different Range Rover. And that one is a bit smaller. So, see you then. So you're joining me on the motorway, essentially where I've left you, really. My final trip with the Range Rover Sport, sorry about that, will only take me about 9 more minutes. It's 11 kilometers away. So I thought, why not name some extra things that I really like about this thing, because I'm praising it anyway, so I might as well, really. First of all, these seats. Now, they're not as supportive for tiny car guys like me. But when you're not on the track, that's fine. It doesn't really matter. They are, however, massively comfortable. They are insanely comfortable. That's super, super nice. Also, once you've turned on your music a bit, the actual seat vibrates to the beat of the music, and that is, it really is something you have to experience. But you actually feel your diaphragm just moving in your body with the beat of the music, and that is so cool. More than that, the massage function is amazing. The seat heating is excellent. The seat ventilation is, yeah, okay. The seat ventilation is simply sublime, and you could make a journey last hours and hours on end and not feel any bit of fatigue. It is wonderful in that sense. Anything else? The infotainment screen, it looks amazing and the responsiveness is great, but every single thing about the damn thing is controlled through the infotainment screen, and especially in, like, I don't know, a track situation or an off-road situation. Not that you'll take this off-road, but anyway, that really isn't ideal. I wish there were just some physical buttons to do anything, really. I cannot turn the seat heater on in this car without going through a couple of menus. I don't get it. Anyway, that was my little rant about infotainment screens and things. I'm fine, really. I'm good. I'm doing okay. I should go to the left here too. The suspension in this, now often cars like this, like in the segments, are defined by a specific thing. This one, however, is defined, I think, by both the engine, which I've named before, the 4.4 litre BMW derived V8, and this is quite important, the suspension in this, and Range Rover themselves do boast quite a lot about it, as they should. It's called the 6D suspension, and it is brilliant. Pop this into SV mode and you will get nearly not a single bit of body roll in it, and it is seriously impressive for a thing that is simply so massive as this is. Time to answer the actual big question. If I would have the money, would I spend 280,000 euros of it on this? I think that's difficult, really. Especially given that price point. There are so many cars that are built for fun which essentially this is too. You know, this is a giant toy. A very fun giant toy, but a giant toy nonetheless. Now, if you would have to pick simply one car to do it all, then this would be a fantastic option. But the simple fact of the matter is that people who are shopping for cars in this segment often have multiple choices. You know, that they don't just have 280 grand to spend on a thing. They have more than that. So yeah, that's tricky. For me though, honestly, I think I would. The sound of it is fantastic. The fit and finish of every single thing is wonderful. I mean, everything is soft, squishy, made of leather, or just feels expensive. Even a badge here, the SV mode that I've just turned on, and you might be able to hear it from the audio. It is so good. I would love it, and I have sort of fallen in love with it over this past week. As a car though, it doesn't really make any sense, to be honest. Yeah. So far, Range Rover SV. Now I'm just going to pull up one. I thought I might be able to do like one final pull with a fantastic engine. But in front of me is a BMW X1, and if I do so, I will be in the back of it, which doesn't sound very appealing to me, so I'm not going to do that. So, bit of a change of plan there. The Land Rover Jaguar Range Rover thing is an actual dealership, right? So that means that there are customers inside, that means there are working personnel inside, and I really didn't want to disturb them. So I thought, let's be respectful, pick up the Range Rover Velar and show you around on a different place. That means I have just done the first drive of the Range Rover Velar, and it is different than the Sport SV, as you might expect. Different isn't bad though. Let me show you around this thing. First of all, there is the lovely Range Rover signature there. These wheels are, I think they're rather beautiful actually. Don't mind the braking, don't mind the actual wheel damage, that's not my fault, but anyway. This color is really rather lovely, and the application of it, meaning how it's been put on, is also something that many companies can't really achieve. I'm not sure about this back end. Maybe it'll grow on me, but I think this looks absolutely fantastic. I think this is a beautiful design, a beautiful car. Within that first drive, I have noticed some things already. Let's just pop the trunk open there, electrically, obviously. This is actually a great space, given the fact that it's in PHEV, a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. This little thing, which I won't be using because I'm not going to tow anything, but it's there in case I need it. There is also a tow hook. Not sure if you've seen that, but there it is. And I'd like to pop down the seats. I could just do so by this little lever here. It will just go. Now, I'm not sure if that's electric or not. The actuation doesn't sound electric, it sounds mechanical, but it does behave in a strange way for a mechanical device. Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's go to the front and the interior. Oh, by the way, the door levers are wonderful. Look, they pop in, they pop out, and the actual activation of it is beautiful. As is the sound. Got squashed by the door there. As is the sound of actual opening and closing the door. I think the fit and finish of this is wonderful. It's better than a BMW by a long way. But let's be honest, that is also what you pay for, because this is not a cheap car. It is cheaper than the Sport SV, but then again, cars don't really come much more expensive than that one now, do they? Anyway, the interior of the Range Rover Velar. Inside, you'll find lovely wooden panels in the doors, in the interior itself. And everything that isn't made out of wood is made out of either leather or a lovely feeling plastic. So this is leather. This is leather. This is a mirror. I know, never would have guessed it either, but it's true. This is a fabric, the headliner is, but that's still a very lovely feeling headliner. The steering wheel is exactly the same as the one you'll find in Sport SV, with one key difference. There isn't an SV mode button on this steering wheel, because it's not an SV. It's not, well, Range Rover says it's not a special vehicle, which is what SV stands for. But it does feel special in here. It's nice. It's, like I said, fit and finish is wonderful. You'll get everything you need for and more. It's good. It's a 2-litre 4-cylinder engine. Combine that with the electrical power of the hybrid system, and you'll get about combined power of 400 brake horsepower. That's enough. That's more than anyone needs, really. So you've joined me now in the back of the Range Rover Velar, and as you can see, even though I am a very tiny car guy, I have plenty of space. My feet fit underneath the actual seat in front of me, which is set up as far back as I can get it to make sure I can get out easily, which the car does itself, by the way. No need for puny manual labor in the Range Rover. This feels cheap and is made out of a very cheap plastic, but I mean, why would you want that to be made out of something expensive? You'll just break it, so that's fine as well, I think. These handles feel large and chunky, and again, as is the front seats, you'll get a lovely door movement. And as also like in the front seats, you'll get lovely wooden panels here as well, and some leather. If you want, you'll get an extra armrest, which includes the cup holders, again, everything you want and more. Now, during my first drive of this, which was about an hour, so just a short little stint, I noticed some things that I like more than the Sport SV actually, and some things that I'm like less than the Sport SV. First of all, these doors keep on attacking me, and I'm not sure how I feel about it, but that's okay, we'll forgive it for that. One thing I like more about this are these actual pedal shifters. You might be able to tell these are made from aluminium. and on the left hand side there as well. They are made out of aluminium and it feels expensive, and that's something you really like. In the Sport SV, however, they are made out of like a cheap, well, not, I don't want to say cheap, but they're made out of plastic and plexiglass, and it works, but this feels more expensive, really. That's it. Anything else? Yes, I do not like the center console of this car. Well, the center console is great, but the gearbox tunnel is way too big. What that means is you're always struggling to get your foot comfortable in here, and I'll show you what I mean, because being attacked by the door again. Stop it. Be a door and just open. So you'll see that bulge over there. I mean, this one. Your foot should be around here, but there's obviously a bulge. So what you'll do is get round the bulge to touch the accelerator. Now that's not very comfortable, especially on a long drive. In the end, your feet will start to feel a bit numb. That's not very comfortable. And it's the same story really with the passengers. See? Now I will admit that this is less of a bulge, and I think this would be great if it could be fitted the other way around or something, but this is just, for such a big car, this is too little space to place your feet, and I wish they would have done so differently, but that's life, I suppose. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is a little thank you for joining me today on my Range Rover exchange program. Let me know what you think of it. I will be taking this on a road trip, and I've got some special ideas for that. Ideas that I've actually picked up thanks to the Range Rover PR man, which gave me these keys. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you next time on a road trip. Bye bye.